Coming up next on Plus TV, Plus News. Join our news team for half hour of local and national news. Plus News, informative, balanced, accurate, and current.
When the power goes out, life is disrupted. Be prepared and keep your home powered up with a generator from Benquip. We carry brands such as Honda, Kohler, and JCB. Schedule your installation, maintenance, and assessment to keep your generator ready and waiting to protect your family and home the next time the power fails. Stay in control of your power with a generator from Benquip. Equipment, parts, service.
In the headlines for tonight's newscast, is the Ministry of Transport sourcing all its auto parts from one supplier? Minister Chebat believes the allegations currently surrounding the party do not define the PUP. 2 police officers found guilty of willful oppression in viral sex video case. Transport officers and police complete training under the Ministry of Transport, and Belize Postal Service unveils 2026 stamp collection. These stories and more up next on Plus News. Stay tuned.
Newscast is brought to you through the courtesy of Builders Hardware, your home improvement warehouse.
So it started off like any other summer day in Belize. I decided to go down to Builders Hardware since I hear they had 25% off on summer outdoor products. I got a couple of items, a chair, a grill, a cooler, and I got carried away, but the prices were so good. But anyways, I might have gotten comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Then I saw the news, man, the hurricane season was not playing with me. But thank God, Builders also had 25% off hurricane preparedness items as well. Flashlights, batteries, sealant, first aid kits, everything I need. And guess what? My grill survived.
Welcome to Plus News for today, Friday, July 17th. I'm LJ Wade. Circulating reports suggest that the Ministry of Transport is sourcing all of its automobile parts from one supplier, but CEO Chester Williams is pushing back on those claims. According to reports, Williams has been instructing employees of the ministry to only purchase parts from a specialized distributor in Belmopan. Today, Williams cleared the air regarding the report, stating that the ministry uses whoever is cheaper and that multiple distributors have been used during his tenure as CEO.
I believe that when we deal with public funds, and Channel 7 is a master of this, exposing how the government has been wasting money, paying too much for things that they could procure at a less value. My instructions to my people is that when they're going to get parts, they're going to get invoices from 3 different locations. They would normally get from Westra, they get from Special Effects, and sometimes they get from Caribbean Motors. I will look at the one that is more cheaper, and I will direct that they get it from the cheaper one. So if we're getting parts from Special Effects, it simply means that it's because the parts there is cheaper, and sometimes the parts is the same. So my interest is to make sure I save the government funds and do not spend it unreasonably for things that we can get cheaper at other locations. And I'm sure that your news director would be extremely happy to see that we're not squandering public funds.
So it wouldn't be that all the parts are coming from one, just this specific then?
That's not true. We have also procured parts from Westra. We have also gotten parts from Belize Diesel, Caribbean Motors. We have also got from Belize Estate. So it's not true to say that we only get from Special Effects. That's not true, no.
The allegations against the People's United Party continue to unfold. The spotlight has been turned from Oscar Mira to Florencio Marin to the Prime Minister's brother, and now the Cabinet Secretary, Stuart Leslie. New leaked documentation shows that RSL Group Limited received over $85,000 from the Ministry of Defense for seasoning. The company was formed in late 2025 and lists Stuart Leslie as one of the principals. But according to the CABSEC, the company is owned by a family friend, and he was only asked to serve as the director and has not received a penny from the company. It's been leak after leak for the PUP, but according to the Minister of Public Utilities, Michelle Chebat, the allegations do not define the party and the work they've accomplished.
The allegations being raised are very serious allegations, and they must be treated very seriously. Public funds do require public accounting. There's no way of getting around that. And I think Cabinet and Prime Minister understands that, and I think we've now taken the necessary steps to make sure that this happens. So I have every faith in the process that we've undertaken, and I am sure that the Belizean people will see that and will understand the work that we have been trying to put in place. And let me tell you this, I don't think what is happening can define the work that this government has done. We have done tremendous work in terms of education, in terms of housing, in terms of healthcare. And so you need to look at the whole picture to tell the story of this government. And as I said before, these are serious allegations and they require a serious investigation.
Do you consider that the threshold for payments, not procurement, because the government can purchase in whatever amount it wants, it's just the accountability and transparency aspect, that it should be increased above 10,000?
I think what you need to have are checks and balances, because at 10,000 or at 100,000, there can be abuses. And so what needs to be put in place are checks and balances.
2 interdicted police officers have been found guilty of willful oppression in connection with the recording and distribution of a video showing a couple engaged in sexual activity inside an abandoned building during the COVID-19 pandemic in April of 2020. After deliberating for less than 2 hours on Friday, a unanimous 9-member jury convicted Corporal Jason Shaw and Police Constable Leslie Martinez. Prosecutors allege the officers abused their authority by recording the couple while on duty and sharing the footage in a police group chat called Loyal Group, from where it later went viral, causing humiliation to the victims. The case was retried after a previous trial ended in a hung jury in October of last year. A third officer originally charged, Police Constable Anthony Villamil, was granted immunity by the Office of the DPP in exchange for his testimony against the accused. Both Shaw and Martinez denied any wrongdoing and maintained they never recorded the couple. However, the jury accepted the Crown's case and returned guilty verdicts against both officers. Justice Derek Sylvester has scheduled sentencing for the 1st of October 2026. The officers remain on bail until then. The court also ordered social inquiry, psychiatric attendance, and victim impact reports to be completed ahead of sentencing. We'll take our first break and be back with more news. Stay tuned.
So it started off like any other summer day in Belize. I decided to go down to Builders Hardware since I hear they had 25% off on summer outdoor products. I got a couple of items, a chair, a grill, a cooler, and I got carried away, but the prices were so good. But anyways, I might have gotten comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Then I saw the news, man, the hurricane season was not playing with me. But thank God Builders also had 25% off hurricane preparedness items as well. Flashlights, batteries, sealant, first aid kits, everything I need. And guess what? My grill survived.
Cyber Realty and Development is the leader in providing solutions to the current land crisis in Belize. For homeowners and investors alike, Cyber Realty is offering special deals on half-acre parcels.
Before our grid reached across Belize, it was built by generations of Belizeans committed to connecting communities and powering progress. Through the hands, the dedication, and the vision of our people, the grid grew with Belize. A nation built through strength and resilience, and a network built pole by pole. Today, that responsibility continues, strengthened by every hand that follows, each generation building on the last and carrying forward a shared responsibility, serving communities, powering schools, hospitals, businesses, and homes, supporting a nation that continues to grow. Belize Electricity Limited, built to serve, serving Belize.
Here's how to be a part of Benny's Homecation in 3 easy steps. First, download the B-Bucks app and sign up to be eligible. It's fast and easy. Then, shop at any Benny's location or Benny's entity. Remember to choose products from our monthly Homecation jackpot categories to earn entries. Now you can earn B-Bucks with purchases made and be a part of the Benny's Homecation jackpot for a chance to win the $10,000 grand prize in December. Win the ultimate Homecation with Benny's, quality and savings.
Cyber Realty and Development is the leader in providing solutions to the current land crisis in Belize. For homeowners and investors alike, Cyber Realty is offering special deals on half-acre parcels in its new Emery Village development. Enjoy prime land off Mile 37 on the George Price Highway at an unbeatable price. All you need is the initial down payment of $275 Belize dollars. Take advantage and reserve your half-acre home sites today. Emery Village. Join the community. Invest in your future.
What are you doing?
Conducting a defense biosecurity operations against a rapidly mutating colony of foreign microbial invaders attempting to establish residency within the human host.
Oh, so germs.
Join medical graduate and author Madeleine Tucker for 60-Second Health Talk, a brand new PlusTV series packed with quick and easy to understand health tips. Understand your body, how it works, and making informed choices for everyday wellness. Learn something new in just 60 seconds. Watch 60-Second Health Talk every Monday on Rise and Shine at 7:30 a.m. on PlusTV. 1 minute, valuable health information, better living.
I'm coming back to your heart.
Foundations. Your work.
Manholes play a critical role in keeping our sewage and drainage systems functioning properly. They allow our maintenance team to inspect, clean, and clear blockages. When covers are missing or compromised, the entire system and the public are placed at risk. Stealing or damaging manhole covers is a criminal offense and creates dangerous conditions on our streets and sidewalks. Motorists and drivers are reminded that it is an offense to park or drive on sidewalks.
It is today a proud and memorable occasion for the Belize Defense Force as we celebrate 2 significant milestones. The passing out parade of recruit intake number 69, where 134 recruits will successfully complete their training and the formal change of appointment of the Force Sergeant Major. Among these 134 recruits are 20 outstanding women who, with their male counterparts, successfully completed a demanding journey that tested their discipline, resilience, courage, and commitment. The Belize Defense Force places great trust in each of you, and I am confident that you will serve with pride and distinction wherever duty calls. This afternoon also marks a truly historic moment for the Belize Defense Force as we witness the change of appointment of the Force Sergeant Major, the highest appointment within the enlisted ranks of the Belize Defense Force. After years of dedicated exemplary service, Warrant Officer Class 1 Wilfredo Mahano relinquishes the appointment of Force Sergeant Major. Now assuming this prestigious appointment is Warrant Officer Class 1 Diancore Reyes, who makes history as the first woman ever to serve as Force Sergeant Major of the Belize Defense Force. This is not only a personal achievement, but a defining milestone for our institution and for women in military leadership across Belize and the region.
Brigadier General Velasquez, thank you for the trust and confidence you have placed in me. I accept this appointment with a clear understanding of its responsibilities to support your command intent, offer honest advice, uphold discipline and standards, and serve the members and families of the Belize Defense Force.
At the next House of Representatives meeting, the government is hoping to present amendments to the cybercrime legislation as it relates to the cyberbullying portion of the act. Last month, the former Minister of Home Affairs, Oscar Mira, pressed cyberbullying charges against Alberto August for a satirical post on Facebook. Mira was later forced to drop the charges as the DPP ruled that there was no case against August. Following the charges being dropped, the AG says that they are looking at making some amendments to the law, as certain provisions can be seen as decriminalizing defamation. Here is how he put it.
It's something that came about from cabinet, from a consideration of the cybercrime provisions and the fact that and reviewing the first of all, let me backtrack a little bit. It's not the entire act which is subject to review. There are only specific provisions because one has to be caution has to be said here, because a cybercrime legislation is necessary. It's important and necessary to regulate the conduct of persons on social media and in other and any other fora where bullying takes place. So cyberbullying is real. The concern that, and it's a valid concern that was raised by the public, and was that whether certain provisions might be on the, so certain provisions might be such that it actually addresses, as somebody as one of my colleagues referred to it as criminalizing defamation, and so in that respect, the concern was to look at those provisions that may be regarded or possibly can be regarded as criminalizing defamation and ensuring that it, in fact, doesn't do that, because whilst we appreciate and we accept that cyberbullying is something real and something that has harmful effects on members of the society and people at large, and it's important that the state regulate that. We at the same time don't want to have a situation where you have on our law books provisions that are more, as I indicated, in the realm of possible criminalizing of defamation. And so those are things that are under review.
The AG was also asked to comment on Jeremy Enriquez's cases that are currently before the court as it relates to the redistricting exercise.
The redistricting matter, so Mr. Enriquez had made three appeals to the CCJ. The written decision would have been handed down, I think, about a couple of weeks now. He was successful in two and not successful in one of them. So what that means is that the matters will go back before the Court of Appeal for hearing. Those are what, as lawyers, would refer to as interlocutory applications, meaning they don't deal with the substantive matter. So we are in July 2026. That matter was filed in February. So a year and months later, we still haven't gotten to the substantive. We still haven't gotten to the substantive matter, which is the question of whether the current boundaries are in fact actually unconstitutional. No.
Today, the second cohort of transport and police officers completed a week-long training course organized by the Ministry of Transportation. The second cohort saw 35 participants receiving training in the new transport legislation that will be coming into effect, while also learning about the new equipment that will become common practice among transport officers, such as body cameras, breathalyzers, and urine test kits. CEO Chester Williams told us more.
We are in the process of amending a number of traffic laws, and we're also in the process of distributing a number of equipment to our officers across the country for them to be able to discharge their duties in a more efficient way. And so the training was basically geared towards sensitizing the officers of the different pieces of legislations that are coming, as well as to teach them how to the effects of the different equipment, i.e. body cam, dash cam, and the likes that they will be using now in the performance of their duties. And so we had myself, the CTO, and Mr. Sambola, and other lecturers who did lecture on different subject area, including the power of arrest, making sure that the officers are fully in tune with the rules that governs an arrest. We don't want to have situations where officers are out there performing their duties, put together a good case file, and when time comes, the matter would fall through the courts because they do not follow the proper process in effecting the arrest. So basically the training was for that. Again, training for us is important. The minister has been stressing over and over the importance of making sure that we empower our people with knowledge so that they can be out there and discharge their duties the way they should. We cannot just give people uniform and tell them to go out and do our work without telling them what the work entails and how to do it. And that's the reason why we have been pressing on training. You would know that from last year when Minister Zabane took over the ministry and I came as the CEO, we have been working diligently with the CTO to make sure that we train every officer across the country who are engaged in traffic enforcement. That also includes the municipal bodies. Again, for the simple fact that we also want them to be on the same track as we are in making sure that we do as best as we can to enhance road safety across this country.
We'll take our final break and be back with more news. Stay tuned.
So it started off like any other summer day in Belize. I decided to go down to Builders Hardware since I hear they had 25% off on summer outdoor products. I got a couple of items, a chair, a grill, a cooler, and I got carried away, but the prices were so good. But anyways, I might have gotten comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Then I saw the news, man, the hurricane season was not playing with me. But thank God Builders also had 25% off hurricane preparedness items as well. Flashlights, batteries, sealant, first aid kits, everything I need. And guess what? My grill survived.
In the heart of Belmopan, there's a pharmacy that cares for more than just prescriptions. Medicare Plus Pharmacy, genuine patient and community-centered care, isn't just a promise, it's what we deliver every day. From medicines and wellness products to everyday essentials for you, your home, and even your pets. We're here for your entire family. Moms and expecting mothers are welcome to nurse in our private counseling room because your comfort matters. We offer diabetes checks, blood pressure checks, and medical counseling to help keep you informed and in control of your health. We support our community through blood drives, nutrition and wellness programs, and partnerships that make healthcare more accessible for everyone. And when medical information feels overwhelming, our trained staff takes the time to explain, guide, and support you so you can confidently manage your health and improve your quality of life. Medicare Plus Pharmacy Belmopan, genuine patient and community-centered care, always.
When the job demands more, Milwaukee Power Tools are designed to handle the toughest jobs on the construction site. If it's speed, durability, and performance you need, Milwaukee is the perfect choice. For unstoppable power at an unbeatable price, make it Milwaukee. Nothing but heavy duty. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
The biggest football event in the world is finally here, and Smart is giving you the chance to play and win. Before every match starts, predict who will win. The more predictions you make, the more chances you have to win. Get 1 point towards your total when you guess the winning team. Predict the exact score and earn up to 4 points. The top scorer at the conclusion of the World Cup wins the grand prize of $2,500 in cash. That's not all. Players get a chance to win weekly prizes. Plus, our quarterfinal winner gets a watch party package. Play directly in the Smart app for just 50 cents per entry. Prediction starts June 1st to July 18, 2026. Don't just watch the World Cup. Play along and win with Smart. Smart, bringing people together.
Today, the Belize Postal Service, in collaboration with the Ministry of Public Utilities, Energy and Logistics, launched the 2026 to 2030 Belize Definitive Stamp Collection under the theme Celebrating Belize. The new series of definitive stamps highlights Belize's biodiversity, cultural heritage, national symbols, and natural beauty, showcasing the country's identity through one of the world's oldest forms of communication. Minister Chebat spoke about the 11 stamps that were unveiled today and the steps the ministry has taken to modernize the Postal Service.
The Postal Service is probably one of the oldest government institutions in this country. And with the digital age, a lot of the traction it used to have has really slowed down. But what we're doing in the post office, we're moving to the digital age. We're moving to a stage where people can track their mail, can track their parcels digitally. They've also introduced a one-day parcel delivery to compete with the other couriers. And so we're trying to innovate. Shortly, along with the UPU, we're going to be creating hubs within the post office where people can do their electronic applications, birth certificates, passport applications, all the government services you're going to be able to access through the post office. And every 5 years we have a new set of stamps that we produce for circulation across the country and abroad, obviously. And the theme they selected this year was an amazing one, celebrating Belize. And as you can see from these 11 stamps that they selected, it really depicts every aspect of our culture and our country and our events. And so it is important for us as a ministry and as a government to be able to support these things, which these stamps serve as ambassadors across the world for us. So it's an important event. I mean, it gives you a sense of pride. I mean, from the Ruta Maya to the tapestry to the kids. I mean, it really depicts life across Belize and how we interact and how we live. And as you can see them, the very bright colors really lightens up, and especially now where you need some bright light, I think this is a bright light.
The new collection is expected to serve as a symbol of Belize's heritage while promoting the country to destinations around the world. But while Belize's mail will soon feature the new stamp collection, not all destinations will be able to receive it. As of the 1st of July, the shipment of packages from Belize to Europe has been suspended. According to Minister Chebat, the EU has moved to mirror the US's recent tightening of low-value import rules. He explained.
Remember last year, the USA did that for quite a few months. So they announced that all parcels going to the United States will now attract duties. Before, I believe it was up to $800 that there was an exemption, right? But the Americans took that away, and so we had to go through a whole process of evaluating parcels going in, and we had, through the UPU, we had to create a system where we collect here and dispatch to the United States for all parcels going into the United States. The long and short is that there are no longer free parcels going into the United States. Europe has now jumped on that bandwagon, and until we're able to work out a payment mechanism with them, then the parcels are on hold.
Politics have long been viewed as a male-dominated arena, and according to the Minister of Human Development, the Honorable Thea Ramirez Garcia, that needs to change. With municipal elections creeping around the corner, Belize is gearing up to see a wave of new faces enter the political arena. But the majority of those new candidates will be male. Minister Garcia says that more women need to step forward as they play a vital role in country building.
I'm hopeful that there is an increase in the number of women. I know that there was an increase in the number of women who have come forward. I'm happy to say that the numbers from a gender perspective and from the ministry, it's about 30% at the village council level. So we're just at about the 30% at the village council. So that has gone up. And I'm happy that that is so. We are lagging behind at the municipal level and definitely at the national level. But I am hopeful that this time coming in the municipal elections, both parties, both big mass parties, will make an effort to field women candidates for councillors, for mayors, because I am a big supporter of women in leadership. I believe that we come to enhance, we come to give a different perspective. The lives of women in Belize, the way we live it, the way we experience it, is certainly much different than the way a man experiences it. And our perspective, just because of our lived experience, does enrich the way policy, programs, and all of these things are put together. And so it just makes sense. And I do think just in reality that we are half the population. And I think that if we want to have leadership that reflects and looks the way the population looks, we should have at least half of the leadership representation as women in this country. So I'm all for it.
And that's the news. Thank you for joining us. From all of us here at PlusTV, we hope you have a good night and God bless.